Hey, what's up, y'all? Back with another video. Now, Activision has made $800 million this weekend off of Modern Warfare 2, yet they continue to underpay and mistreat their developers. Now, just to negotiate, they actually had the developers pay the company just to negotiate. All the time they weren't working, they had to pay Activision just so they could negotiate, their union demands. And on top of that, they've basically been, prejudiced towards the union. They've given raises to other people working on the game that weren't in the union. They refuse to give these raises to the people in the union. And also to the people that have unionized said that Activision has basically denied every last single major demand they've made. So they've made no progress in the 5 months that they've unionized. Links in the description. I encourage you guys to read these links and find out about the company you're supporting when you buy these games. And this is not a video to where I'm just gonna like bash the people that bought Call of Duty, because it's like it's beyond y'all. It's the developers are even at fault here, because you've had developers that have left Respawn and gone back to Activision to join Infinity Ward and basically just start this bullshit all over again. And I mean, the proof's in the pudding. They have a history of not paying developers. They have a history of basically, mistreating their workers. And yet here you are going back to work with them again. And I mean, if the developers don't care, how can you expect the fans and consumers to care? Because we're just buying entertainment. These people are your livelihood. Like, they're your employers. They're far more important to you than they are to us. And you're saying it's okay. You're showing us it's okay because you're signing up for this abuse and this mistreatment. I mean, I don't understand why they're not blacklisted from the industry at the very least. But it's like, I don't know. It's like people don't use their brains anymore when it comes to canceling the real problems in the world. That's what I've noticed now. It's like everybody is so caught up on sexuality and bullshit and religion, but when there's a real problem, there's a real enemy, there's a real threat, there's something real that's really doing something to negatively impact people's lives, everyone just gets stupid and becomes a pacifist, and they just want to let it go. It's not that important. Oh, well, what can you do? But, they want to cancel somebody, like they want to fuck up somebody's individual life over an opinion. Or, I mean, even not even sometimes it's not even an opinion. Sometimes it's just a misunderstanding. They're all in. It's like, everybody's all guns on deck, DEFCON 3. But when it comes to these corporations that, shit on their employees, that damage the environment, that just don't really give a fuck about anything but profit, no one has any power all of a sudden. Everybody loses their strength. It's just a different set of rules. The developers that unionized made some big mistakes. One of them being actually paying Activision to negotiate. Another one being like immediately returning to work before any of your negotiations were met. And the third one being you never work for yesterday's pay. You don't do today's work for yesterday's pay. All of this just screams desperation. And I mean, on top of that too, look at Activision's track record. What's actually sad about all this is Activision is actually being really intelligent when compiling these teams to make these Call of Duty games. They're going and finding industry veterans and compiling high-level teams of people that have worked on past Call of Duty games. And still this happens. You still have all these developers being underpaid. And it's just wild to me because it's like you worked with these people, and you see them suffering, but you're okay because they're going to pay you right this time. It's mind blowing to me because there has to be other work in the industry. Like I know Call of Duty's big, but if they're not paying people, if they're like, they have a history of not paying royalties, they have a history of basically just fucking over all their employees. Why work there instead of like going somewhere else? I don't understand. Do they have like mind control over some of these people? I don't. It doesn't make much sense to me because it's like I don't understand why people just can't seem to stay away as developers. This is probably going to be my last Call of Duty video for a while. It was just interesting to me to see that, Respawn developers actually went back to Activision and rejoined Infinity Ward. That was kind of just like mind blowing to me. And to see like, basically Activision still doing exactly what they've always been doing. And, nothing has changed. I just thought that was interesting. I wanted to share that with y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.